I saw a video the other day of someone standing in line at a fast food restaurant, and the order did not go the way they wanted, and they screamed, "I'm gonna sue you." That's today's topic. People will try to use threats of litigation or a lawsuit to intimidate and to bully and to get their way. I've been named in a lawsuit here a few weeks ago, and today I'm going to tell you the story of someone trying to bully and intimidate. If you're in business, especially if you're doing anything, lawsuits are just part of the deal. I was just named in another lawsuit, so this is the story. I have a fourplex that I just recently bought in a section of town, super cute, a lot of redevelopment going on in the town. Here's a brand new, looks like a 3 or 4 unit building. There's another brand new one right here. Some real cute ones across the street. And there were 2 fourplexes that my partner brought to me. They were off market, which means they weren't for sale on the open market. If you're buying something off market, you can usually get a better deal. So these were off market, had been inherited by some children, but they're not children, they're in their 70s, but they had inherited the property. They hadn't raised the rents in a long time, so the rents were below market. They were a good buy. It's a good opportunity. So we made an offer. Oh, owner will carry, by the way, 5% interest. It's really a good deal. So we're buying these 2 fourplexes. One's here I'm about to show you, and the other one's a couple miles away. Just as we're about to close, the neighbor says to our realtor, "Hey, you know, I have my RV parked on your property. I've been there for years, and you guys can't make me move." We're like, "What?" "Yep, I've been there for years. I have rights to park my RV there." We're like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, there's an easement." So I quickly do the research, hire a surveyor, and we plot it out. He does not have an easement. He has just been allowed to park his RV on the property for years as a kind gesture from the neighbor. But he doesn't have legal rights. So then the title company got wind of this, and then they wouldn't insure the clear title related to any unrecorded easements. Here's another vacant lot that's about to get built on, and the fourplex is right next door. Got really good bones. Gonna need some rehab, but it's cute. It's not bad looking. I'll show it to you as soon as I get out of the sun. Here it is right here. So, well, now I'm faced with a decision. Do I close the transaction not having title insurance on that particular issue? Well, it was a good deal, and I wanted to close the transaction. The seller was having some health problems, and the neighbor was bullying her. By the way, the neighbor, I won't mention his name, but he was running for political office here locally, and he may have some juice. So he was really bullying her, and she told me that he was bullying her. So here's a guy, a local politician, bullying this lady and telling her that he had the rights to this property. So my partner and I made the decision, let's close escrow. So we closed escrow. Then I call the guy, the neighbor, and say, "Hey, let's meet out there and let's discuss this." So we meet, and he basically says, "Hey, I've got the rights to that property, and I'm not giving it up." I'm like, "Well, we're not giving it up. You don't have any easements." He said, "Yeah, no, but I helped pay for the paving one time, and so I have the rights to that property." I'm like, "No, you don't." So I guess in the old West days, you'd have a draw. What do they call that? You would have a oh shoot, what's it called where they stand in the street at high noon? You'd have a duel. There you go. Well, yeah, we don't do duels anymore. All right, now I'm in the alley behind the fourplex. The neighbor has a yard full of broken down ass vehicles, and right on the other side of the fence is his RV. I'll go show you that. So I meet him and I say, nah, I don't think that's gonna fly. I don't think we want to give up our property. He says, well, I'm gonna sue you for it. I'm like, okay, go ahead, but that doesn't scare me. And maybe that's what he thought, is that we'd be scared by him filing a lawsuit. That doesn't scare. So sure enough, he filed a lawsuit asking for declaratory relief, which is where a judge makes a determination. And it's probably the way to handle it, because unless he's willing to give it up, which he says he's not, and we're certainly not gonna give it up, it's probably best that a judge make the determination. So there's the RV. And there's a few different, this property behind has access to the first part of this driveway. This house here has an easement to this part of the driveway, but nobody has an easement back here, back where the RV is. And so we're meeting out here on Monday to have a little discussion about the RV. And we're meeting with my attorney and his attorney. There's the fourplex, there's the RV. So we're meeting out here Monday at 2 o'clock. In the meantime, I hired a surveyor to plot out. I'd done this before. Before we closed escrow, I wanted to know what was going on, so we plotted it out. But now I'm plotting it out for presentation. Presentation to a judge or a presentation to a mediator, but hopefully just presentation to the idiot, so he recognizes that I don't have a leg to stand on here. There's some things called prescriptive easements. There's some things called adverse possession. None of those really apply here. There are some ways that a non-owner of a property can gain ownership of a property. We don't think they apply in this case. There's circumstances that don't fit. So we're meeting out here at 2 o'clock and we'll see what happens. Parking an RV at a lot, first off, he has room behind his fence, but parking an RV at a lot, maybe $250 a month. How much money is he gonna spend to fight us for this piece of property? Great question. I don't know how much he's willing to spend to fight us. He may just be an egomaniac idiot that has more money than brains, and he may fight a long way. I'm rehabbing the other fourplex first, so I don't really have pressure to finish this one quickly. So I think timing is going to be okay for me. Lis pendens is called, it's flat, and it basically says, hey, there's a lawsuit on this property. He did file a lis pendens. So if I try to borrow money on this fourplex or sell the fourplex, I wouldn't be able to do it. Good leverage on his side. But there's some strategies we plan to use. If he wants to push this forward, there's some strategies that we're gonna engage in. I don't want this lawsuit. We haven't done anything wrong, but that's just part of doing business. If you're moving and shaking and buying and selling, there are mooches in the world. This guy wants to mooch some property from us. Actually, he's been mooching it for the last number of years from his kind neighbor. And then when the children, who were in their 70s, inherited the property, he continued to use the property and tries to bully them. So that's the latest lawsuit. I can't get upset by him because I recognize they're just part of the deal. And what am I to do? Stop doing deals? Stop transacting business because there's idiots in the world? There's a lot of idiots in the world. My dad, my dad used to say, there's more horses' asses than there are horses. And man, is that so true. There are some just wild people. This guy's got broken down vehicles in an area that he could park his RV. Instead of cleaning up his little yard and getting rid of his broken down vehicles, he parks it in the parking lot, taking spots from the tenants. Selfish individual. That's the story of this latest lawsuit. I'll keep you posted.